the last 3.5 years, the indigenous people of the Amarakaeri Reserve have attempted to unite and build a democratic platform with which to voice their strong opposition against the ongoing exploration on their lands. With a government that doesn't want to listen, and an oil company that has a government in its back pocket, and black gold at its fingertips, further violence, bloodshed and loss of life looks inevitable, as the people are taking up arms to protect everything they have and everything they've ever known.
No se puede recuperar al 100%.
Estás en mi tierra, tengo derecho a decirte estas cosas así.
Date is November the 30th, 2009. We are traveling northbound on the Madre de Dios River, heading to Bacairambai community, which is a community of Harakmbut, indigenous people living here on the river.
Toda la lucha de nuestros padres que han luchado por la tierra, por el bien de nosotros, ¿no? Y ahora nosotros deberemos hacer respetar todo el territorio de la Reserva Comunal de Amarakaeri.
Myself, Jessica Bertram, and one of the representatives of FENAMAD, the indigenous organization set up to protect various communities. We want the people to be able to speak for themselves, stand up for themselves.
Nosotros no queremos la petrolera. ¿Qué de bueno nos trae la petrolera? La petrolera nos trae destrucción.
Yo como vicepresidente y mi comunidad tomamos un solo acuerdo, ¿no? donde nosotros no deseamos ni queremos que la compañía petrolera invada nuestro territorio, que es la Reserva Comunal de Amarakaeri.
If you want to bring about change, because it's clear to many people and more people each time, it's totally clear to me that this is an extremely destructive activity. And now what do you do about this?
$2,000 cada uno pido todo ¿quién paga yo ahí? Ambabe que petrolero ambabe que porque ani pak wino ya Harakmbut ani ine wame dakwa bokabone que tenen konye bo pakwai me mama iwe dik mambe dikoro ana kontaminan bokaba petrol mambabo konye bo pakwai mama pakwe nada bekut we diwa keyo ore mandari Amarakaeri mandari kenyo bio kenya do también chinyo y kenya hay chin de kenya chinyo y do ayo waerio ay waku payo waeri waku takni kenyo ore motane waku tak motadari ene ay petrolero yami kutbo kenyo wae motene ore dari motane chime ora chime kenyo de chime wa chime o ay ya da mai ne me ya bi ani me pone anda matelin to yeri bi achino de din adirio gutang anak gutang oro de que de chimo ain anda sango zo ne nin que ya de chimo ne poturu zo ne nin que yon de chimo ne que yon ko nin e po que ya ta da paco a petrolero
Que lleguen a enterarse, que vengan más periodistas a Madre de Dios para que más averigüen, más miren lo que está sucediendo.
Something really bad, something really negative. It has a really negative effect on people, like having no clean water or having no food or having serious health problems. Something like that would have to happen in order to get people on a search, to get them searching, to them looking for solutions and for better ways to arrange things for their lives.
No hay alguien que pueda explicar, no hay algo que pueda documentar las cosas, ¿no? Decir, esto ha pasado, o va a pasar, o así es las cosas, ¿no? Hacer ver, líneas sísmicas son líneas, le ponen como líneas así, ¿no? Líneas así, pero no saben qué cosa van a hacer, cómo van a cortar, ¿no? ¿En qué dirección van a ir los vuelos de los helicópteros? ¿Cuántos helipuertos? ¿Qué efectos va a haber? Nada.
Corruption is a big issue. It's a big issue even in indigenous organization.
In the 19th century, land use and exploration was defined by the rush for gold and industrialization. 20th century use of natural resources has been defined by the need for energy and oil. What will the 21st century look like for our planet?
America's dependence on fossil fuels threatens our economy.
I want us to become energy independent. I am tired of us sending
I will invest $15 billion a year in renewable sources of energy. We are going to build the hyper-fuel efficient cars of the future.
¿Por qué vienen de otra empresa a molestar acá a las comunidades nativas? Ellos tienen plata. Ellos tienen plata por demás. No queremos que nos vengan a molestar acá a las comunidades nativas. Nosotros vivimos, nosotros somos una humilde, como te puedo decir, una familia humilde. Nunca hemos conocido plata ni dólar como están repartiendo la empresa petrolera a los hermanos, a mis hermanos indígenas. Eso es lo que yo quiero, señor periodista, que nos ayuden. No queremos la empresa, ellos son millonarios. No tienen por qué venir acá a la selva, a las comunidades nativas, a molestar.
Working alongside Jessica Bertram, she insisted we meet and interview members of FENAMAD in order to better grasp the situation from those who have been on the front lines for years. FENAMAD became an institution in 1982 with the principal goal to defend the territory of the indigenous peoples of Madre de Dios. Today, the organization represents 32 communities and indigenous people in the situation of voluntary isolation in order to defend the indigenous rights that are established in the national legislation and international treaties. During more than 27 years of collective struggle, FENAMAD has achieved the legal recognition and granting of titles of a minimum part of a vast area that was once occupied by indigenous people. Nevertheless, the government of Peru has granted mining, oil and timber concessions, among others, superposing those on indigenous territories, which implies a risk for the territorial security, a healthy environment and food supply. The man at the forefront leading the charge was Antonio Eviche, former president of FENAMAD. Eviche, a traditional Harakmbut leader, says the oil project threatens the forests and waters of the Amarakaeri Communal Reserve.
Antonio Eviche le van a meter a la cárcel por defender su tierra. Nosotros que somos mayores, sonsos, entendemos nosotros de que por defender nuestra tierra nos va a meter adentro, debajo de la tierra, que mueran ahí todo frío, hambre, todo. No puede ser eso. Es gente, o qué cosa es Alan García, que llegan a enterar a nivel mundial, que nos apoyen los periodistas.
The project will destroy the forest and affect animals we use for food, Eviche says. Instead of going to the supermarket for food or medicine, we go to the forest. We depend on it for our sustenance. Eviche also charges that, in violation of international standards and Peru's constitution, Hunt Oil is operating without the consent of the area's native inhabitants. They've never consulted with the communities, he says, adding that residents are overwhelmingly opposed to the operations. Eviche refers to indigenous members of the reserve's governing council when he states, "The directors are divided, the company has changed their discourse, but there is a firm position in all the communities against the oil activities." For thousands of years, indigenous people have been living in harmony with the oldest and most complex land-based ecosystem on Earth. This pristine rainforest, the lungs of our planet, does not have to fall victim to another potential BP Gulf disaster. To learn more or donate to FENAMAD, log on to www.fenamad.org.pe. Every contribution matters.
Por favor, que nos ayuden, ¿no?